Have you ever wondered why you are the type of parent that you are, your type of parenting style, and even where it perhaps comes from? Join me for today because this is a topic that we are going to be exploring together. Hi, and welcome to today's topic, looking today here at the foundation of your parenting style. So for those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Evette Rose, and I'm also best and well known for having written this big book called Psychosomatics of Children. Now, this is a big book of the psychosomatic and emotional stress and strain behind certain ailments and stress factors and psychological stress that a child might be having. So this will help you to understand what is going on in that child's little life. Now, also we have the adult version, of course, as well. Psychosomatics for Adults, 679 Medical Ailments, and you can find all these books on Amazon or at evettebooks.com. And remember, every Wednesday we have free masterclasses for Fast Track for those of you who are really super busy and always have time, but you want to heal your life and address certain factors in your life as well. Join me there because we discuss really hot topics. And also we have the Intuitive Body Workshop where you can learn how to read your body like a book and how to understand the psychic and intuitive messages of the body. I'm really looking forward to this topic because the foundation of your parenting style is actually quite important to understand. Sometimes we think that the way that we perhaps raise our children, the way that we show up as a parent, is how it should be or it's the perfect way. But we don't always really realize where certain behavioral patterns could be stemming from. And sometimes we can overcompensate. Sometimes we don't compensate enough, especially based on certain wiring and programs that we brought with us from our own childhood and upbringing and how we observed our parents raising us as well. Because your parenting style is shaped by a very complex and type of interplay of various factors. And I want to discuss them here with you now, one by one. So first one that I've already touched on is your childhood. Now, the way that you were raised significantly influences, of course, your parenting style. And you might also consciously or subconsciously repeat practices and values and discipline methods that was used by your own parents. And even though sometimes I know parents who try to compensate or correct certain behaviors that they felt that their parents did them wrong by, now we think, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that as a parent. But when you are absolutely on your knees and you are exhausted, you are sleep deprived, you are stressed, you are overworked, and you have a child falling flat on the floor having a tantrum, and you have to do 10 things at a time before you're all trying to go to bed, a lot of people lose their marbles. It's enough to strike a nerve in any normal person. And normally when people hit that lowest unresourceful state, it's often very common to revert back to your default, or at least to have a desire for that, no matter how good our intentions are to be a better parent than, for example, a parent or someone else or a caregiver that might have raised you. So here, mindfulness and conscious practice of how we would like to show up as a parent is incredibly important. And especially for me with my father, who was very volatile, he was a very aggressive, abrasive, violent person, and not wanting to take that out on my children, especially when I'm tired, when I'm angry, when I'm frustrated, I feel like having a tantrum. It's that conscious awareness of reverting back and looking at the stress of what your parents' behavior caused and reminding myself, like, I don't want to cause that to my child. So there's always this constant conscious awareness that I have of trying to not ever revert to that. And it's very important that whatever your childhood might have been like, to look that certain pain points are not being overcompensated for, that certain pain points are not also even carried over into our parenting style. Your parenting style is unique to you, and it is your absolute liberty and your right to choose how you would like to show up as a parent. And at the end of the day, a lot of people ask me, well, I don't know how to do that. Well, my question always to them is, what kind of child would you like your child to be when they grow up? Right? So it's almost like you're doing the reverse calculation. In a way, of course, to our best ability, it's not always the best way to do that or necessarily the most accurate, but it's a good starting point. Another point is cultural societal influences. Now, here what we have is our cultural norms and society expectations, and also this tremendous prevailing parenting trends that can really shape a parent's approach. Always, what are they doing? What are other parents doing? How are they doing that? Oh, maybe I should also buy that. Oh, they're doing that stuff. Okay, maybe I should also teach and educate my child like that. Oh, they're putting the child in that school. Maybe I should do that as well. Parents tend to follow the mainstream so much that for the intention for them to fit in, being a parent, that they don't always think of where it is that I'm putting my child in, what I'm buying for them, what I'm getting them involved with, and the impact that it's going to have on that child. At the end of the day, what you want is to ask the question, how would I like my child to feel at the end of the day? And what actions and steps can I take that's reasonable with discernment to help support them within that? And you'll see most of the time, what you thought you should be doing because all other parents are doing it, it's not really what your child needs. So different cultures, right? They have different varying views on parenting roles, discipline, and child practices. So personal values and beliefs. So your individual beliefs and values and principles play a very big role in determining how you approach parenting. And also, of course, your ethical, your religious, and your moral convictions often also guide you to make decisions as a parent. Now, it always begs the question, do you feel that yours is healthy? Because if it's healthy for you, it might not necessarily be healthy for your child because you are two unique individuals. Personal experiences. Now, life experiences, both positive and negative, can influence our parenting style. Like traumatic events, personal success, and also challenges can affect your interactions with your child as well. So, for example, if you were tremendously rejected as a child, then you might smother your child with too much love, or you might not know or how to have a connection with your child. And that can cause the child to feel that you are emotionally unavailable, even though that is not your intention. Parenting role models. Now, people also that you maybe admire as parents, whether they are friends, family members, or also public figures, they can also serve as role models and influencing your parenting styles and practices, as long as that they are healthy and you're seeing positive shifts and changes in your child. Let's now explore the root of your parenting style. This is to help you to understand the root of your parenting style and to actually consider the following steps. Reflect on your childhood. Take time to journal. Take time to reflect on your own upbringing. What were your parents like? What were parenting practices that they were perhaps using? How did their approach affect you? Now, identifying these patterns from your own childhood can actually provide tremendously insightful insights into your own parenting style. Examine your values and beliefs. Now, consider your core values and also beliefs. How do they align with your parenting practices? Are there any conflicts or inconsistencies between your values and your parenting values? And how is that now being projected or affecting your style and parenting style, at least, with your child? Reflect on your goals. This is important. Here, define your goals as a parent. What kind of relationship do you want to have with your child? And what values and skills do you want to instill in them? Reflecting on your objectives can really help you to align your parenting style accordingly. Consider cultural and societal influences. So here, be aware of the cultural and societal influences that could also be shaping your parenting style without you sometimes even realizing it. So evaluate whether these influences actually align with your personal values and goals. So when you look at, for example, a list of your personal values and goals, and you look at a list of what you see perhaps is, societal expectations or values and belief systems of that system, and compare them and see where they clash, and then correct where there's conflict so that you can go with the one that you feel is best for you and also for your child. Now, one of the most important ones here is to practice self-compassion. This is so important because sometimes we have so much compassion for others and our child that we don't always give that compassion back to ourselves. Sometimes, especially when we make a mistake, when we have a bad judgment, practice self-compassion. This is so important because you are putting so much energy and love and time and focus into being a parent. I know how much it takes, that we sometimes forget about ourselves. So bring a little bit of that love, a little bit of that energy and that understanding back to you as well. And know that you are doing your best and you are exactly where you need to be. Thank you so much for joining me here today. And until next time, be the light that you are.